Mark Buscariel founded our festival years ago, and he always said the end of the film is the beginning of the conversation.
I'm at the Capitol Theatre, and with me is Vincent Georgie, the Executive Director of the Windsor International Film Festival, or Wiff as we call it. Hi, Vincent.
How's it going?
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. And I'm so excited for Wiff this year.
Thank you. Yeah, same. We feel the same way, yeah. It's 21 years in. We're gonna have I think a hell of a festival this year for sure.
Now, have you been with Wiff from the get-go?
No, I joined between year 4 and year 5. I'm originally from Montreal, and I moved here in December of 2008. And I was very, very fortunate. So my PhD is in the marketing of film, and I got here, I was appointed at the University of Windsor, and at that point, Wiff had approached me and said, we need someone with strong marketing skills, specifically around entertainment. I'm like, well, that's what I study, that's what I do. And the rest is history. I could never have imagined, my two biggest passions in life, one is film and one is marketing. So be able to promote film and bring great films to great audiences, I really love that a lot. So yeah, it's been joyous, but being with it now 17 years, like you see the growth of the organization, you see the audience grow. Back when I first joined, I remember we were doing, I think 4 days, and now we're at 11. Like it expands and expands, and you can take more creative risks and show more films and double down on our commitment to Wiff Local and the guests that come in and the tourists, that's also another part over the years, just seeing more and more out-of-towners that we're not related to, that just show up. They're like, I remember last year, this whole crew from Nashville, and like, we don't know these people, they just came. That's pretty exciting.
What I don't understand is Windsor. How did we end up with such an amazing film festival?
Yeah, I think never underestimate the talents of the people in this community. This festival was built by people in this community, so I think there was a lot of passion behind it. And quality programming and building an event that's exciting, that the community embraces. And I think just through a ton of hard work every single year, like when you're running a live event, just because last year's good doesn't mean this year's good. You have to earn it every time. And I think the culture of the organization of all colleagues, past, present, future, has always been never rest on your laurels. You always have to up your game every time. So if you're constantly trying to up your game every time over 21 years, at some point you get to probably a pretty good spot. And just the investments in it and the marketing and making sure we're bringing in tourists and out-of-towners and making sure we've got also something for everybody, which is part of the goal. We have 4 screens running at the same time all through the festival. So we want to make sure there's action and comedy and drama and documentary and horror and kids movies. And you want to make sure there's something for everybody. My own family, actually, to be honest, I don't come from a big film watching family. I'm the film watcher, but my parents, my siblings, my nieces and nephews, not particularly. So I'm always conscious in the programming of making sure, is there something would everyone find something they would enjoy?
I couldn't believe the selection of movies. Now, you have grown every year because there's more this year than there was last year.
Yeah, this year there's 231 movies. And that's like regular 90-minute or 2-hour length movies, yeah. Last year was about 20 less. Every year we grow the program and we grow the audience, and that's the joy of it too, is let people discover. And no one's gonna see everything, it's actually literally not possible. But what I love when I go to friends' houses, neighbors' houses, whatever, I'll often see they'll have their stack of Wiff program books from years past, because they're like, I keep it as a keepsake, but also a year or two later, they go through it, on a Saturday night, they wanna find a movie. That's a good starting point for people, is what we've programmed.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I didn't get one last year. They were sold, they were out of them.
I can get you one. I've probably got some
You
in the
got
office.
connections.
100%. I will get you one last year, no problem at all.
Now, are you the one that picks the films, or it's just you?
Yeah, I program the whole festival.
How do you pick 230 films?
So I watch over 600 films a year.
I want your job.
Yeah. It's a lot of work, a lot of hours for sure. And the biggest thing when you're picking films for a film festival, it's not really about your personal taste. You're picking for your audience. So it's sort of like running a restaurant. I'm cooking for our guests in the dining room. It's not what I like to eat. That's a very different thing. So every year there'll be some films that I personally didn't enjoy as much, but I know they're really good. and I know our audience is going to really enjoy, those should be at the festival. And every year there's always a couple of films that I really like, and I'm like, Vincent, do you think anyone's going to like that one? And sometimes not. So I'm like, oh, let's not do it. It's really the joy of cooking for others. So thinking of, you're making this giant 231 course meal. Do you have enough flavors? Is there spicy? Is there sweet? Is there vegetarian? Is there meat? Is there, just think of all the different flavors of a good film, and wanting to have people, so that's why I love it at the festival, like when the audience is clapping after a film or just enjoying themselves. I'm like, yes, they enjoyed it, because it might have been a film I found almost a year ago, and I was waiting for audience to get the chance to see it. So that's always pretty nice.
And I also saw that there is a film that is coming to Wiff this year that was in TIFF last year.
Yeah, I mean,
so
there can be, for sure. I mean, we pick films from the Cannes Film Festival in France and Berlin, Telluride in Colorado, TIFF, Sundance, all these major festivals. But film distribution is complicated. Like sometimes a film shows up at a festival, it has no distribution, no sales agent, and its path forward to other festivals can take a whole lot of time. Sometimes films get caught up in legal battles that it's not possible to show. Like you'd be surprised. Like I can tell you, so there's 231 films. I negotiate all the contracts for them and everything. Every film is its own contract and its own how it got here, and the journey can sometimes be short, but the journey can sometimes be really long.
That's crazy.
It is kind of crazy. Yeah.
Now, do you try to make sure that there is a good selection of, say, local and Canadian and foreign?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, even in our, our vision and values of the organization, we always have a strong focus on Canada, and then secondly, international is literally in our name. So this year we're covering actually 50 countries. Normally we have around 40. This year was particularly international. So you always want to make sure you got a lot of that, and then the local piece for sure. It's who we are, and I was always amazed when I first moved here from Montreal, how active the local filmmaking community was, how big it was, and how good they were. I just didn't know. I was coming from downtown Montreal that had fairly advanced film production and a lot of filmmakers and this type of stuff. I just wouldn't have known what would be here, and it's actually excellent, and they're engaged, and we've scaled that program at the festival for local films. We also, this year for the first time, we have a $3,000 cash prize for the best local short, so happy to have that. For me, our local filmmakers are Canadian filmmakers who live in Windsor. They're not different than any other Canadian filmmaker in the country. And it's a really healthy scene. And we're really proud that Wiff is like the mothership for the film industry here, of bringing in guests and funders and directors and investors and other filmmakers from elsewhere. It's sort of, people corral around the festival. So that's what's been great, is that it's a time for so much of actually the whole Canadian industry just to show up at Wiff, which is fun.
And like you said, with our local, like last year we had Vampire Zombies from Space, which is showing one midnight showing again this year.
We had to bring it back. Like, it's such a fun movie.
It really was. And then we also have the other one. That
Radio Renaissance. Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's a new film by Gavin Michael Booth, and it's about Marty Adler. And his whole story, his legacy, broadcast legacy in Amherstburg, and certainly in this broader community, really have to have that new film. Matt Gallagher also has a new film called Shamed, which is nominated for our $25,000 Best Canadian Film of the Year prize. And that one's, much dicier topic and more serious. It's about an online creeper hunter that lives in our community. Yeah, the movie argues that he was entrapping men into situations of pedophilia. So really, really serious stuff, but that one's really powerful, because I saw that one at a film festival in Toronto back in May. It was an excellent film. It plays different because all the footage of like Windsor, you're sitting in a Toronto theater, it's sort of, you don't know where it is. I knew where it was. When our community watches that film and there's footage of like Devonshire Mall and Dougal, and it's gonna be a very different reaction.
It's gonna be powerful.
Very, yeah.
You hear about the stuff, but then to see it.
To see it, to talk about it. Some of the families will be attending. Like it'll make it. Mark Boscariel founded our festival years ago, and he always said the end of the film is the beginning of the conversation. And we use that line at our own team meetings and that, but 5 times a day. We're like, as long as our films generate conversation and reflection and discussion, that's fine. That's actually what we hope. We hope people don't go watch a movie and then forget it before they get back to the car. We want people to actually take it in. And again, we have lots of films that are very lighthearted or silly because there's room for that. And we have some films that are more serious and some films that are emotional, some films that are good for a date night.
And then you have some older films as well.
Yeah.
Like Jaws this year.
Of course, yeah. We think like Wiff is for like just movie lovers. People just love movies. So we always look at like what is anything celebrating like a special anniversary. So Jaws is 50 years old this year, which makes us all feel old. As you know, so get Jaws up on the big screen. Are we doing a special screening of The Shining on Halloween night? Right. And that's on Halloween night. That's 45 years old. The Apartment with Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine.
That was a good show.
And that one is also, they restored that movie. So before, it's sort of, film sometimes can be like furniture. Like the print or the digital copy get tired after a period of time. So they restored the film. So when I watched it, maybe about 6 months ago, it looks fantastic. It looks like it's crisp, whereas it's starting to look a bit old. So it's nice to show some special movies that way. We're doing Home Alone as well, 35 years. And what we're finding too, a lot of people who know these major movies and might have been too young to see it in theaters are like, I want to see it actually in a movie theater. If Jaws or The Shining are supposed to be one of the best movies of all time, let me see it in a great environment as opposed to watching at home on your iPad.
That's what my husband and I were talking about. Yeah. It's like, we have to come and see The Shining at the theater. Absolutely. I better not be working.
No. Make sure check your schedule. But like, I never got to see The Shining on the big screen. I will actually be in that audience. I've never seen The Shining on the big screen, and I want to experience that.
Yeah, same here. I was too little.
Yeah, same. Exactly. Because we're so young. So there you go.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, Wiff is Canada's largest volunteer-run.
Yeah.
How did you guys do that?
Well, we have a full-time staff of 4 people and a volunteer base of over 300. So just proportionally, we have such a small full-time staff that you're essentially a volunteer organization. We're so proud of it, and I think, how did we scale it? I would say we scaled it in people's passion and belief. Like every year, and this is unbelievable to me. We have more people apply to be volunteers than we need. Like who says that, right? So we're always like, there's so many people that want to be part of it, which we're like, what a joy. I think it comes down to people's pride. The feedback I always get from our guests and our filmmaker guests and all that, they're always like, your team, your volunteers are so proud of the festival. No matter what someone's role, they want to do it well, and everyone feels like they're hosting. A filmmaker of ours that came in from Vancouver a few years ago, he said, Wiff is like a film festival going on in someone's living room. He's like, it's so intimate and you feel like everyone's the host of it. Whether it's a ticket taker or someone at the concession or someone walking to your seat, everyone feels like they have ownership of making sure you're having a good time. And that's pretty magical. And a lot of our volunteers have been with us for years and years and years. And every year there's brand new volunteers.
I'm one.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think, I think you'll take pride in that role. And like, you'll be hosting. You'll have a moment with some of our patrons, some of our guests that I won't. So their impression of Wiff will be you. And that's great.
But you hit it. There is something magical about this. I only found out about Wiff a couple of years ago, and then through Dan.
Yeah, of course, Dan McDonald,
Yeah, and then coming last year for the first time, and it's like, I just want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's wonderful, and it seems like everybody that is here is just so excited.
Genuinely, they're excited. I mean, there are people that volunteer, part of our volunteer team, they're not retired. They take vacation to volunteer. Like, that's incredible to me. That's absolutely incredible. And people build friendships and come back and sometimes try different roles. And I think that's really part of it's easy to thank the volunteers, but like, they make the festival what it is because everyone's being like a mini host. They're great. We're very lucky, and to be at that size, I mean, we're a very large film festival. Like some film festivals are 1 or 2 days, or we'll show 10 movies, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that actually at all. But for us to be able to offer 231 films from 50 countries, over 11 days, over 300 showings, like we're thrilled to do that. We get to paint on a really big canvas for our audience. And I met someone last year, and they said, Vincent, this year I got to see a lot more movies. I was slacking last year. I didn't get out to so many movies last year. So I said, okay, like, how many did you see last year? I thought they were going to say like 1 or 2. Their answer, they said they had seen 30. I'm like, you watch 32-hour movies? Like, yes. And you felt you didn't see enough. They're like, yeah, no, I really want to catch like 50 or 60. I'm like, and I told them, like, for what it's worth, you saw 30 movies. That's unbelievable.
I saw 2.
Yeah, right. It's almost like a buffet of movies. And what's magical about Wiff time is it's totally legit to have popcorn at breakfast. It's totally legit to take beers and wine into your screening. It's totally legit to see a big movie on a Sunday night at 10 p.m. It's totally legit to take a day off work. You get into this festival mode that's a bit of this dream where everyone's talking, everyone's happy, people talking movies in the bathroom, you're eating the popcorn in the morning, you're staying out late at night, and everyone's sort of doing this thing that, like, it's not forever, but in this 11-day period, it kind of feels like out of reality.
Now, what is your favorite show that you are excited about this year?
The one, I love them all for different reasons, but the one I'm so excited for our audience to enjoy is we're doing a special reunion of Come From Away. So we're showing the whole documentary of Come From Away in 9/11 when all the flights were grounded in Gander, Newfoundland. But what's special with this film is that we're bringing in many of the people from the film from Gander, Newfoundland. They're flying in, and we'll reunite them with American 9/11 passengers. And they're going to reunite on stage at the film festival. Oh. That I'm excited because I think just the moment will be so emotional and so human.
Oh, bring your tissues for
totally.
That one. I'm serious.
Totally.
Is that an older show? Or?
It is. It was a movie that was made 7 years ago, but the story is so potent and powerful. And also that movie, you can't get it anywhere. I met with the producers and they said that the film is caught up in some complicated distribution, so you actually can't get it. It's not on any streaming service. It's not around.
I thought it used to be. And
you're right. It was, and they said, but now it's not there. So I'm happy to bring the film, but the magic is the guests. And the folks coming from Gander, they take 3 airplanes to get here. And the guests coming from the U.S., it could be 1 or 2 flights, but to imagine them coming together in such a beautiful and humane reunion, I think that's what I'm so excited for our audience to experience, because obviously it's going to be very touching and very positive. And
then you're also going to have kids shows as well.
Yeah. We always get asked, they're like, we want to bring our kids or grandkids to movies. So we're doing the original Little Mermaid. And we are going to have Ariel there and 3 other princesses to meet with the kids, so we can get photos taken and meet her and the other Disney princesses. And then another Saturday, we're doing the Paw Patrol movie, and then the characters from Paw Patrol. So that way, and whenever I talk to parents, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to do that. 1, the kids love it, but 2, they're like, they normally go to Wiff with adults, and they're like, now I get to bring my kids or grandkids to it. And that's, we want to create those magical memories, meeting the costume characters, and I think that'll be fun.
What I did want to ask you is, we did Wednesday, a few days ago, just the previews.
Yes, that's right.
Do all of the different film festivals do previews like that, or is it just us?
No, it's not something that's common. No, it was an idea that our team had come. So what we did was I selected 40 movies from the festival just to show our audience the trailers and talk them through what's interesting with these films and that. And we had people show up. We did about 200 people total. We did a 3 o'clock seating and a 7 o'clock. I've not heard of other festivals that do it. I'm sure some do. I'm not even aware of it. But we thought it's a good way of getting our audience starting to think about what they want to watch. And walk them through, if you want something light, this one here. If you want something with star power, this one here. And start suggesting, because with 231 movies, the first question is, where do I start? Where do I even go? So that night was really about starting to guide people a bit to stuff they might like. And we've been doing it now since 2018. We do it every year. Because for years we debated doing it. We're like, would people show up for a night just to watch the movie trailers and hear me talk? And we're like, I don't know if anyone would show up for that. And then we tried it out, and then the answer was yes.
It's a great idea because, there was a lot of shows that I never would have picked.
Yep.
And then it got me to your YouTube page.
Yes.
There's just, you want to see the trailers, go to the Wiff YouTube page.
They're all there. It's in a playlist.
I have a list that I never would have picked.
Yeah, and that's part of the joy, and that's why we love when people for Wiff, you can buy individual tickets, but when people buy the pass, because you can get to see everything. And what we find, it's like at a buffet. when you're at a buffet, you take a scoop of a few things you may not usually eat, or you might want a big portion, but you'll try stuff. And that's what we want people to do at the festival is try some different movies, try a different genre, try a movie subtitles, try a documentary if you don't normally watch documentary.
Yeah.
How bad could it go? It's just a movie, and we would like people to try stuff out. So I'm so glad to know that maybe there's one or two movies that we showed the trailer the other night that you're like, oh, I'm kind of curious about that one now.
Oh, for sure.
That's great.
For sure.
That's great.
Now, where do you see Wiff going in, say, the next 5 years or so?
Yeah, where I see us going is all the more, I know the tourism rates have been grown so much, so I know we'll continue to be more a national, if not North American film festival. The tourism numbers are always up for sure. I'd see that. I'd see more and more big premieres at the festival for sure. I'd also say too, like I'm programming some Canadian films over in Detroit at Campus Martius, and it was really important if we're going to take some movies over there, it's got to be Canadian. I don't want to bring over anything that's not Canadian, and I think expanding that partnership when the time's right, when we're feeling good about that, and I think sustaining the organization and doubling down on great volunteers and doubling down on great movies, like running a film festival is sort of like. You get a chance to be in the Stanley Cup playoffs every year, and you want to win every year, so you spend the whole year trying to win it again. You know what I mean? Because you can't take it for granted. Just because last year was great, this year could be bad. Just because we had huge attendance last year, maybe it's less this year. The movies were great last year, what if we didn't pick well this year? So you're always our whole team, every department, we've told in common, we're not a type that just rests on our laurels at all. We're all like, this has to be better, this has to be tighter, more. And that's how you get to a point over 21 years. If you're constantly trying to improve, that adds up after a while. And you get to a spot where we can be proud of it, yeah.
We are proud of it.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you. We all should be. Wiff's success is Windsor's success. The people in this community built Wiff. At their dining room table, having meetings, at their kitchen table, donating, driving stuff around in their cars. Like it's not a franchise thing that came from a big city to sort of tell us how the world works. And every time I've been asked, what do you think the magic of Wiff is? Why is it so successful? My answer is and will always be, people from Windsor built it. It's ours. We put our heart and soul into this. We put our volunteer time into this. We put our money into it. We put our running around like chickens with their heads cut off trying to do it. So it's a reflection on the hustle of people of this community.
Now, you pick the beginning show.
The opening one,
and the ending show.
Yeah.
Those are pretty special ones.
They are. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement around an opening night, and there's a big party and all that, and lots of guests. So the opening film is called Mile End Kicks. It was made in Montreal. It's about this young woman that is a music writer, and she goes to Montreal to fall in love, to meet guys in bands, to date, to have a lot of fun. The film is really lighthearted and touching, good soundtrack. It's just a lighthearted and fun and very well-made movie. So that's the opening film called Mile End Kicks. I love it. That film is coming out, I think, middle of 2026, but again, our audience gets to see it early, and that's a thing too that we want our audience to know. Most of the films we're showing you're seeing months, if not up to a year and a half ahead of schedule. So you get to see stuff early, be like, oh, I've seen that already. So that's our opener. And then the closing film is the new Julia Roberts movie called After the Hunt. It's her and Andrew Garfield and a great cast. And it's a bit of a thriller and it's set at a university campus, and there's different accusations and different conflicts going on. It keeps you a bit on the edge of your seat. But Julia Roberts, it's her best performance since Erin Brockovich. She's amazing in this movie, and that's going to be our closing film.
And the preview that you had for that, the trailer, you can't figure out what's going on.
That's it.
I loved it.
That's it. You know there's something's wrong here, and you want to find out what is the drama in that.
Yeah, really.
That one's going to be a good one.
Piqued your interest.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
Now, before we go, I wanted to talk about, I got to look here.
Yeah.
We have the Wiff Prize and Canadian Film Awards, and we do the most amount?
It's the second most. It's the second wealthiest prize for film in the whole country. We offer $25,000 cash to the filmmaker that gets picked as the best, who's made the best Canadian movie. So the festival nominates 10 films, and then we bring in a jury of 5 industry colleagues from across the country who adjudicate the 10 films, and they're the ones that pick the winner.
Oh, and
we talked about, how do we commit to filmmakers? How do we commit to Canadian filmmakers? And we're like, give them some money. Like make it tangible. Like give them a solid prize. So this is the 5th year that we're doing it, and also we have a brand new beautiful trophy. And I'll tell you the story of the trophy. This is a beautiful golden trophy. We had it made by the same company and designers that designed and made the Emmy, the Grammy, and the Golden Globe. So now, going forward and forever, when someone wins the Wiff Prize in Canadian film, it's a statue of the same quality and caliber as those amazing prizes.
That's worth it right there.
Right? Yeah. We wanted to really do it well and do it right. And we had they designed it for about 6 months and came back with 1 million versions of it, and we landed on something. But we want something really substantial and beautiful that people will be very proud to have.
It's going to be at the Capitol Theater, which is here.
Yeah, of course.
And
the
also
Chrysler Theater.
The Chrysler Theater.
And also the Armories on University of Windsor's downtown campus.
I forgot about that one.
And what's nice with all those venues, you can walk to them in like 2 minutes from each other. And that's part of the point. We want people to come down, park once, and like catch a couple of films, grab some drinks, grab a bite, catch up with your friend in the lineup. We don't want people going home and driving all over town. No, just come and enjoy yourself. And that's part of the magic, is keeping it really downtown, and check out some great restaurants and bars. Go grab a walk on the waterfront if you want. We've also invested this year in a really great outdoor sound system. So what does that mean? There's going to be like a soundtrack playing all 11 days of festival. There will be great music playing outdoors all festival long. That's going to be fun.
That will be, especially downtown.
Yeah. 100%.
What a way to have fall.
100%.
So when does the festival start?
Yeah, so it starts Thursday, October 23rd through to Sunday, November 2nd. And that goes for 11 days. It goes from 9 in the morning till midnight every day. And tickets are available right now. Everything's up for sale, windsorfilmfestival.com. You can get your tickets online, or you're welcome to come buy tickets, in person, whatever works. And check out our social media and all that. Lots of movie clips and promotions and that type of stuff.
Definitely go to the YouTube and just hit the playlist and watch the previews.
Yeah.
Because that was just...
It helps. It helps start picking out your movies, 100%.
I'm probably going to live down here for those 11
days. Do it,
days.
yeah, please
really
do.
Will.
It's the way to do it. And you know what? There are more than a few locals that actually even take a hotel downtown. Because they're like, I want to hang out, I want to grab some drinks, I'm going to go to a late movie, an early movie. We actually have a fair amount of folks, especially from the county, that actually will grab a hotel for a couple nights and say, I just want to be there and I just want to immerse myself in it. And some people, obviously many people just go home for the night and come back. That's great too. But being part of a film festival, if I compare it to a buffet, it's not about watching one movie. It's catching a couple and seeing what's happening, and that's the joy of it, trying a lot of different movies.
Really is. And thank you so much, Vincent. I appreciate you taking time, because this is your busy time.
One, I appreciate the invitation, but two, it is totally the busy time. But you know what it is? Like, what a joy to be able to be busy working on stuff you believe in. That honestly, I can tell you, that part never gets old.
No.
To be able to be busy and say, at the end of the day, I'm working on stuff that I think matters and people enjoy and appreciate, and working with good people. No, that never gets old. Never.
I agree. I agree. And thank you again.
It's a pleasure, of course.
Again, my name is Tracy Martins, and thank you so much for joining me for another episode of YQG in Bloom. Make sure that you like and subscribe, because I have another special guest coming on in a few minutes. It'll be the next episode, and we're going to be talking to a super fan. And also get on to the Windsor Film Festival website and get your tickets. Have a good one.